Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are here reacting to another episode of Euphoria. This is episode 4. It is called Shook Ones Part 2. What happened last time on Euphoria? We had things like Kat starting her like cam girl career kinda, and having a very uncomfortable meeting with this big gentleman who liked to be degraded. What else? I think like the biggest thing that happened is Jules was she's getting real close to Nate, but she doesn't know that it's Nate, and she is like gonna meet up with him right after the carnival, and Rue is like, no, that's dangerous, meet up with him in public, and they have a little mini fight, but then they make up, and then Rue kisses her, and it's like super awkward because obviously it was unexpected. Rue then immediately tries to go get drugs from Fez, and Fez, being the angel boy that he is like, no, I don't want you to die in front of me, so we're not going to do that. To which Zendaya turns in just like a phenomenal acting performance. Like, she's so good at acting. It's insane. I wish I was Tom Holland. And then she calls Ali for pancakes because she ain't messing with no Minnesota fats. I had Minnesota hat on last time and I was hyped. But this episode is I guess the carnival episode. So hopefully, I don't even know why I would ask for good things to happen. Obviously, good things are not going to happen. Bad things are gonna go down and I'm gonna be devastated, but it will be a vibe because the music slaps. So we're about to jump into it. Before we do that, please consider leaving a like on the video. That means a ton to me, helps my channel out a lot. If you're new here, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see more reactions to Euphoria. I know the season 2 finale is coming out tomorrow as I'm filming this, so Sunday, whenever this comes out, maybe a day ago, who knows, I don't know. And then if you want to support me even further and see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider checking out my Patreon. It is linked in the description. On my Patreon, you can do things like vote in polls for what shows I watch next and get full uncuts for everything I watch on the channel. But other than that, let's jump into episode 4 of Euphoria. Puns. Let's go. Let's go.
When Jules was 11 years old.
Oh, I was about to say, who are you, little boy? But that's Jules. You are a girl. Help. Nice. But it's backwards. No one on the outside is going to see that.
Wasn't Dolly like a sexual predator?
Was he?
I didn't know that. Yo, why does this place look like a prison?
They wanted to give her a tour of the unit.
Yo, I can already tell her mom sucks. That person looks angry.
Suck my dick, you fucking cunt!
Why are you doing that?
Little babies, I was fucking glad.
Oh, he just tackles him. Is this just like a general psychiatric facility, or like are they trying to do something?
And this is the quiet room.
That's where you go if you get in trouble. Why?
I think I want to go home.
Yeah,
That's when Jules realized.
I don't think you're
this wasn't
allowed to
a
go
tour at
home.
all. It was an elaborate plan to admit her to a fucking psychiatric hospital.
Why?
During the ensuing struggle, Jules accidentally scratched.
Why did they put her in a psychiatric ward?
Maybe these mitts will do the trick. And Jules, you self-injure?
Maybe these mitts will do the trick.
The truth was, she hated her body. Not every part, Just her shoulders, her arms, and her hands. Also her chest, her stomach, her thighs. Her knees were the worst.
It seems like most of it, if we're being honest.
Fucking stupid feet.
Wait, can you leave me the rest?
He can't leave you in an aluminum can because you'll try and kill yourself. Not smart, my man. That was dangerous. I feel like they're definitely not supposed to allow you to have things that you could hurt yourself with. Rip that can open. Yeah. Obviously. That dude's getting fired.
I did something really
Sailor Moon, you did do something stupid.
I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad at me.
By 13, she started to transition. And by 16, Jules had gotten a little slutty. And every guy was the same. Cis, white.
I mean, I'm 100% straight.
I doubt it.
Cool.
Alright, so Jules, a little bit of a hoe.
Somewhat weird. And if you were aggressive.
Spit.
Yeah, like Nate's father. Yo, Sailor Moon's got a sad life.
What are you smiling about?
Oh boy.
Life.
Yo, why is her dad the best? That's a good song.
There's nothing I'm really passionate about. You know, like I'm not dying to say or do anything really. And every time I admit that to people, they're like, oh my gosh, it's so sad.
Yo,
But
same though.
I think that's the case for most people.
Same. I relate hard.
Look at my mom.
Rue, I don't give a shit. Why'd you call me?
I don't want to hear your thoughts on the world.
I misread the whole situation. And now it's gonna be really, 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 really fucking awkward.
Indubitably.
I guess.
Does the way in which you feel about her remind you of anything?
Drugs.
What do you mean?
You're addicted to her.
Obsession. Feelings.
Yo, they got a whole setup. This is like Breaking Bad. Do they work at the carnival? Okay.
I'm standing by the fucking Ferris wheel. I don't see you.
What is that outfit? Where do you even buy something like that?
Yo, why are you dressed like a hooker?
What?
Jesus Christ, Maddie, I'm here with my parents.
For what? It's the carnival.
No, it's the chili cook-off. It's very important. I can't have you hanging out at the booth dressed like that.
Yeah, I mean, you are kind of... Listen.
Go home, get changed, and come back looking like a person. Fuck.
I mean, I don't want to like slut shame anyone or like outfit shame anyone like that, but like, dude, you're hanging out with his parents with like half your butt hanging out. Seems kind of sus. I feel like there's just better options. Oi, my dude, Ethan.
Hey.
Hey,
What's cracking, brother?
I'm really fucking scared.
Yeah, you should be. Ride's gonna break and you're all gonna die. It's a nifty outfit by Rupert, though. And yes, I will continue to call her Rupert. Might even go even farther, call her Rupert Grint. Ron Weasley.
I think she's in love with her.
Really?
Solid observation there.
Rue is in love with Jules, I think.
Are you mad at me? No. No.
Yo, Lexi, I want good things for you. I don't know why, but I do.
What are you guys like in a relationship?
Yes, they are indeed.
Are you just chilling?
Yeah, we're chilling.
Okay.
I mean, you should have just said yes, dude. You're clearly dating.
It's about putting your all into everything you do. Why do you think I have the business I have? Why do you think I have the family I have?
I mean, you're
Success that I have.
a sketchy man.
Think this chili? I'm just looking out for you.
McKay, don't take advice from that man.
Bye.
Cass!
Also, though, you definitely should have just been like, yeah, we're dating. I mean, I don't know why you would say no. Have you seen her?
We're just chilling?
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal, Cass. It's a figure of speech.
No. He asked, are you in a relationship? You said, no, we just chilling.
You just told me that we're not even in a fucking relationship.
That's because I know the guy. He's just gonna talk shit.
Like what?
Like whatever the fuck you've done.
What have I done, okay?
A few things. Okay, well, you know what he's talking about. Look at that. That face is like, come on now. Yo, this guy knows that you are not inexperienced, and he still is like, he doesn't care about that. I think that's a good thing, but he definitely should have just been like, yeah, we're in a relationship. What is this outfit? God, so weird. How does one even like think to wear that?
Welcome to Pretzelmania. Can I take your order? How many pretzels do you want?
We don't eat carbs. 2, please.
That'll be 40.
I wonder if they actually sell any pretzels. Like, what if someone goes up there wanting a pretzel? And they're just gonna throw those pretzels away, aren't they? I would eat the pretzel. Give it to a homeless person.
Fuck them both, right?
I mean, yeah, that is a pretty crappy thing to do.
Okay, what guy are we looking at?
Okay, the one in the apron
The
serving.
beefy one.
I swear to
No
God.
fucking way. Jules, do you know who that is?
Yeah, the guy from the motel.
That's Cal Jacobs.
Who's that?
Nate Jacobs' dad.
That's Nate's dad?
That's Nate's dad.
No fucking way.
Yeah, that guy dominated you in a motel.
That's the guy I
No
fucked.
way. Bullshit.
I'm being 100% serious. You don't believe me?
I mean, why wouldn't she believe you?
Okay, watch.
It's not like you just like point out a random guy and be like, hey, oh, that's him.
Hi. Can I help you?
Could I please have a small cup of chili?
Yeah, sure.
It's so awkward. I wonder if he knows something's up. Everyone is looking around so awkward. Oh, oh no, this is mighty uncomfortable. Why is this so weird? It's like you just met a murderer.
Damn, that's jail bait. That's too bad.
Oh, that's an interesting line to use, especially when their dad had sex with her.
Oh, did you see that? His hands were fucking shaking. Yes, and then he fucking dropped the chili. Oh my God, chili. Oh.
Yo, did you at least eat the chili, or did you throw it away?
Apparently, Gia's not answering her phone. Just going straight to voicemail.
Given that this show does horrible things to characters we enjoy, I am now nervous for her sister.
How about you grab another slushie? I can get more tickets and then get super drunk and ride the Ferris wheel. Deal.
Yo, they're cute together. Ethan is such a vibe, man. I like that kid. Yo, what if that giant fat guy is here? Bro, don't read this the wrong way. He's just talking. Don't do that.
Sister, I really needed to cover my shift on Wednesday. For real, she's not answering any of my texts.
I promise you I will, sis.
You're supposed to be my boyfriend's family first.
Bruh, why would you do that? Yo, Catherine.
And this year's winner of the chili cook-off is...
The Jacobs family! Gang, gang! It's almost like he bought the competition. What weird... Again, I can't get over her outfit. What is that? Why is she still clapping?
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be here right now because I'm dressed like a hooker and none of you like me. But I just wanted to say congratulations.
Maddie, get out of here.
Yo!
What in God's name is your problem?
Bitch, you trying to fight? Yo, someone backhand her. Yo, like you don't come up doing that.
What's up, Cass?
Hello, who are
You
you?
wanna ride the carousel?
Oh, okay. So she's gonna blow you on the carousel.
I think you're overreacting.
Oh, that's.
You're fucking dead to me. Fuck you.
I do have one question though.
Yo, what?
That was intense. Catherine, you had this sweet boy hanging out with you, and you misread this situation. Don't, what you doing, Catherine? Stop it. Stop it. What? I'm so. Why are you riding the carousel?
I'm gonna ride the carousel for hours.
Is that like a subtle hint to him? Like, I can ride for hours. Like, it sounds like a lot of busy work.
Aren't you the captain?
Yeah.
I used to hear stories about you like all the time in middle school.
Oh yeah? What kind of stories?
You had like a really
Giant
big dick
schlong.
and fucked every girl in your grade.
Basically.
Basically. She's trying to subtly hint that she wants you to smash.
16.
It's old enough for him. It's gross, though. Yo, Cassandra, you are dating this boy. Well, I guess not. If he was like, yo, we're not dating. I guess that's fair game, I guess. Bro, is she like...
Just saying as your girlfriend. Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know if he owes you an explanation
Look, I'm going
at
through a
this
lot of
point.
shit right now. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you shouldn't have chokeslammed her, but like, you have a right to be angry.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how you could even try and be in a relationship with anyone that calls your mom the C word. Like, what?
Maddie, I love you.
No, get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, she's plotting. She's plotting. You know, I hate this kid, but like, bro, you gotta stay away from her. She's dangerous. Ayo. Don't. Alright, everybody is making bad decisions in this episode. I don't know how I feel about it. Well, I know how I don't like it. Bro, are you orgasming on this thing right now? Everybody's looking at you. Why would you do that? Nobody's gonna ride that thing now. That is pretty gross, honestly. I don't know why you would do that. Also, aren't you guys in like people can see you?
you stoned right now?
Nah.
I'm just chilling.
Yeah, that's my sister.
Get up.
Yo,
Bruh.
for real, when'd you become such a bitch?
Yo, trying to catch these hands, little man?
Excuse me?
Was it after you fucking OD'd? Yeah. It's good. I know it's OD.
Get up.
Let's hope you don't get addicted.
Yeah. Gia, we ain't trying to have the same thing happen to you. Oh no, this is
Look, I know you have the power to ruin my life right now. I'm begging you, pleading with you. Please don't.
I have no intention of, like, hurting you or anything. I'm sorry about earlier. Don't worry.
Thank you.
could be though. Could ruin this man's life real quick.
Thank you so much.
Why was that interaction like the most tame, sweet-ish interaction of anyone this entire episode? Like, why was that so normal-ish? And now she's gonna meet with the son. Awkward.
So, did you come?
No, she did not. Is she gonna cry, or is she realizing she... Oh, that's a... That was aggressive. You're gonna have to wear a turtleneck. Very interesting. This is a trippy shot right here. Okay. Yo, this is how you get murdered. Don't meet people in these types of places. Oh, man.
Tyler?
Oh, this is... Oh.
No, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not.
This is, yeah, gotta be pretty, pretty rough for her.
I fall asleep to you, and in the morning, I wake up to you. I kind of feel closer to you than I do to anyone in the whole.
Don't kiss right now. Don't kiss right now. Please don't kiss right now. Push her in the water, maybe. Don't do it. No. Bad. Stop. Stop. No. No. Stop it. No. God, no. I don't like. Frick. No.
No, Nate, stop.
Why would you do that? What?
Because you're so broken, you don't even trust yourself.
What does that mean?
Over the last 3 weeks, you have knowingly produced and distributed child pornography, including obscene images that were taken on school property. I've compiled all these photos, along with an IP address, and even countless links to your name. I don't know if you're familiar with child
What?
pornography.
Then I didn't tell them everything.
Why? Why are you doing this?
You could do that. But here's what would definitely happen. You'd end up on a sex offenders list. There's no more college. It's gonna be very fucking difficult to find a job.
Hey, yo, Jules, you got a knife? Kill this dude.
Don't try to ruin my life. And I won't have to ruin yours.
You know what I think?
I think you're a sociopath.
I think you're a fucking faggot, just like your daddy.
Ooh.
This is...
You have a nice night.
Oh my God. Why? Why would you do this? I don't know if she would get in trouble. Right? Like, I feel like the court would be fairly lenient towards her. Right? Like, I doubt that she would end up on that type of list or face any sort of consequence. Well, she lived through the encounter, so that's the good thing.
Is everything okay?
You look like this picture.
It's a very kind way of saying that. Bro, this man straight up threatened to ruin her life. Don't kiss again. Don't. No. Okay, good. I was like, we having enough bad decisions happening. What is about to happen? Are they gonna kiss? Is that what's gonna happen? They look. That's the face you make when you're about to kiss someone. Girl, don't do it. Okay, well, she did it. So are you guys gonna be dating now, or is this gonna turn into an awkward thing? Oh, what a doozy. What a doozy of an episode, eh? What happens next time? Okay, this episode was definitely not as out there in terms of like the outrageous, like, anxiety inducing things that happen. I mean, obviously the big event at the end with Jules and Nate finally interacting in person was big, but I feel like this is the most tame episode, if that makes sense, which is kind of weird considering, like, you know, the entire episode is just people making bad decisions. But you know, it definitely, I think maybe because it had the least nudity, the least drug use, the least profanity. I don't know, although Maddie did call that lady a cunt, so who knows. It just felt very much like these are it's almost settled in now, where like these are just characters, like these are people now, not necessarily like caricatures of people, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I feel like the first 3 episodes of this show might have, I don't know how they released these shows. They probably released them once a week, but I feel like maybe the first 3 weeks of this show were kind of like a, hey, this is who we are, this is what our show is kind of thing. And then week 4 was like a, not a soft reset, but like a, you know, when you're shifting gears in a car and you're speeding up, and then you got to slightly go back down and then crank it back up. This felt like the gear shift episode, where like things are still going to be intense at moments, but it's not going to be the whole episode of like, look at this crazy thing, look at this guy with his dick out. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. It felt like a more subdued episode. So we, right off the bat, we learn about Jules and just like her internal struggles, right? Like she, I don't know necessarily what she has, like if it's just like depression or OCD or like Asperger, I don't know. I'm not qualified to diagnose that in any sense of the way. But she gets sent to a psychiatric hospital to kind of like deal with her issues at first. At first, I thought it was like they're sending her to like a conversion therapy spot, but then that wasn't what happened. So that's good. Conversion therapy is bad. Don't do it. It's very interesting. I am myself a Christian, and so it's very tough when you hear people talk about that type of thing, where they're like, oh, I went to this thing and they, I don't know how to explain this. Like if you're sending your kid who is either like gay or trans or whatever, like they are not the heteronormative in terms of their sexual identity. If you're sending them to a camp or a psychiatric place in order to convert them back to being straight, like you suck. Like, don't do that. That's not Christian. That's not what God would want you to do to your kid. So don't do that. But yeah, we learn just like that she struggled, and she hated herself, both the way her mind works and her like physical appearance. I imagine that's probably not an uncommon thing for people who are trans, you feel a certain way about yourself, right? And you are, like, say you are a male transitioning to female or female transitioning to male. Like you feel as though you are one thing, but the outside appearance does not reflect that. I assume it can be very easy to have those negative self-thoughts about yourself and like she does, self-harm. Like you don't want to be that. I watched the like after episode thing, and they talk about how she's like always seeking affirmation from other people, and specifically like affirmation, like she's seeking affirmation from other people just to make herself feel like valid, but like specifically she's seeking a certain type of like intimacy and affirmation from men, like straight white men. Like she's seeking that affirmation, that sexual affirmation from them, because if she gets that affirmation from them, it validates and makes her feel more like a woman. And that's very interesting. And so she kind of like latches part of her identity onto that, which is why she spends so much time having these sexual relationships with like these guys that consider themselves to be 100% straight, right? Because she just needs that intimacy and that validation as a woman, which changes at the end of the episode when she is beginning to find a new type of healthier intimacy with Rue. So it's very interesting. And Rue's still trying to like grapple with that dynamic of like, are we just friends? Are we more than friends? Like, I really enjoyed actually like the very brief interaction with Ali at the beginning, where he's like, yo, like you need to examine how your relationship with Jules right now is just another form of addiction, because that's probably the case. Like she became very addicted to her, and like when it was cut off, or she thought it was cut off, she immediately had like a breakdown and went towards drugs. And so that is not, it's not good. I think there's pretty much like every character in this show like deeply needs therapy. Like need to spend a lot of time with therapists unpacking their issues and find ways to not be so toxic with each other. Every single character has like these toxic relationships. The only one that wasn't toxic is Ethan. He's the only good dude. Him and Kat are having a grand old time, riding rides together, eating Slurpees, he's like, hey, you get a Slurpee, and I'll wait here. And then she gets the Slurpees, and she comes back, and from a distance, she sees him chatting up this girl who's like asking to have her shift covered at work or whatever. And, you know, from a distance, they look friendly, and it's like, oh yeah, cool. Like maybe you could assume, hey, they're flirting. But you know, this is another situation of like Kat never getting that like intimacy, like never having that affirmation as a girl given to her from like a male counterpart, like in a sexual way. So like when she's getting that from Ethan, like the flirty, like almost romantic affirmation, and she sees him potentially like giving that to someone else, she's like, oh, maybe I'm not special, maybe he doesn't actually like me, and she immediately bails and goes and has sex with this dude that she knows will probably have sex with her. And it's just like, yo, Catherine, like, stop it. Like I need these characters to have someone kind just come and tell them, you know, hey, I love you for who you are. Like you are valid and you are worth living. Like just be nice to these kids, bro. Like, oh, it's just every single person in this episode. I think you could probably actually say that about most of the people in this episode, is they are seeking some form of affirmation or validation from someone else in various situations, and they're not receiving that. Like Cassie and McKay, right? Like right off the bat, Nate's like, oh, are you guys dating? And McKay's like, nah, we're just chilling. It's like, dude, like, how do you say that? You've been dating her for a while. And McKay's excuse is like, oh, you know, I knew he was just going to start talking shiz because, like, you have a history of sexual behavior. And I knew how he would react. And it's like, okay, like, one, don't be friends with him. like if you're dating a girl, you know, regardless of her previous sexual experience, like you're dating a girl, and you know that if you let one of your friends know that he's just gonna roast you and like call her every name in the book, like, don't be friends with that type of person. Easy. Two, just admit that you're dating this girl. Like, you should not feel self-conscious about like that being public just because she has a sexual history, right? Like that's not the current situation. That has no bearing on the current situation. Her past is her past, and that shouldn't have an impact, especially if like up to this point he seemingly hasn't cared. That, I think, yeah, it's whatever. There's just so many toxic things happen. Jules interacts with Cal, Nate's dad, and he's like, it's super awkward. And then later he comes up to her and he's like, you could ruin my life. Please don't. And she's like, oh, I don't intend to. Like, sorry if that was mean. And he's like, okay. And then he just like slinks off. Given I know that he's a garbage person, you know, it was very weird and uncomfortable in the moment when they're first interacting. When he comes up to her at the end, or like when she's alone, why was that the most like tame, not sweet, but like innocent-ish conversation that any of these characters have had so far? Like he was like a little kid. Like he was so demasculated. It was great, obviously, to see that. But he had this air of kindness almost, and like he was genuinely I don't know. Like why did that seem like the most like normal conversation that anyone has had, and like ended positively? There wasn't any ulterior motives. He was just like, hey, please don't ruin my life. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. And then they left, and it was like, wow, perfect. Turns out she may have some motive to ruin his life now, after interacting with his son. It's crazy, man. Let's talk a little bit more about Cassie. So I think her and McKay should probably break up at this point. Like, after he like was publicly like, no, we're not in a relationship, I would be like, oh, okay, cool, we're broken up. Like in front of those people, I'd be like, okay, I'm breaking up with you. But she decides, because she didn't receive that validation or that affirmation of their relationship, she's reverting back to some old coping mechanisms as well in sexual actions, and she decides that she's just gonna like orgasm on the carnival horses, or what is the carousel, and it is like you're watching the close-up of it, right? Like during the scene, you're like, okay, you're like, this is weird and gross, you shouldn't be doing this, but you don't necessarily think about like the entirety of everyone that's there watching this girl come on this horse. She's like, and she's not even being subtle about it, she's like straight up moaning. And then you see everybody like being like, that's disgusting, you're disgusting. Which I'm gonna be honest, if I was one of those people, and I saw someone doing that on one of those horses, I would be like, that's gross. You know, I want to make it clear why it's gross. It's not gross like her being someone that needs that sexual action as a coping mechanism. That in itself is not the gross thing. The gross thing is that she did that in a public place, like on a public surface that other people, possibly children, might be interacting with. That's the gross part. You know, that is the part where you're like, dude, don't do that. That's the same as like if you reversed the genders of this situation, if some dude, like whether a high school dude or whatever, like went and was just jacking off on stuff in this carnival, you'd be like, that's disgusting. Like that's like, ugh, that's gross. So I think Cassie needs to really evaluate her motives and how she deals with rejection. Not great. We have Rue's sister Gia almost got in a little bit of a situation. She went to smoke weed with these two twins. Some of the worst characters in the show. These two boys, these twin boys. Every time we've seen them, they've just been absolute scumbags. Like, screw these kids. You know, granted, Gia wasn't doing anything like too bad at all. She was smoking weed in a parking lot. Like, not awful. Like, I'm not one of those, I'm not a person that considers weed to be like a gateway drug necessarily, but considering the environment that Gia is a part of on a daily basis, like her older sister is a certified drug addict. Like not just like oh yeah, I've done some stuff here and there, but like straight up like fully addicted to drugs. It would be very easy for Gia to follow in those footsteps, which I think is what scares Rue so much in that moment. Is she's probably aware of like how her addiction started and things like that. And I'm not trying to say that weed is addictive at all. I don't know if it is. I haven't done enough research or studies on anything like that to have an opinion on that. Either way, I don't think weed is bad. I personally don't smoke weed because I think it smells gross. But like Rue is aware, right, of like where this environment can lead, not necessarily the smoking of weed itself, but like the environment of like the people that she was hanging around with. And she doesn't want that to happen to her. And I think even once the OD was mentioned, that scared Gia too. So that was another just poor decision making. Like not great. So far the only pure characters in this show are Fez, even though he's a drug dealer, he's the most purest person ever. His little brother, Ethan seems like a gem so far. He's done nothing wrong. And then Jules's dad, and maybe Jules too. I mean, Jules is not without reproach, but you know, it's just like so many bad decisions. And then to cap it all off, we have the most toxic interaction possible, right? So Nate reveals himself, and And Jules is rightfully like, no, I'm disgusted. Like, we're not talking anymore. Like, we're done. And he at first I was like, is this gonna be a sweet interaction where he's like, over the last 3 weeks, like, I've gotten really close to you, like, I know you, like, this is dangerous for both of us. Like, I thought it was gonna be like they were gonna try and swing this to a situation where it works. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, no, please do not do that. I don't want that to happen. But then he takes it. And again, like, I watched the after episode thing, and they kind of explain it a little more where, like, you know, she's so desperately seeking this validation as a woman that, like, even for a moment she's considering Nate as like a possibility that this could work, until he's like full psychotic where he's like, I could ruin your life. Like, if you ever bring this up, I will get you indicted for child pornography and you will go to prison. You will never get a job. You'll be a sex offender. Like, it's like, bruh. Like, oh my God. I don't know how realistic that is. I mean, it might be somewhat realistic. Like, if you were a minor, like, if you're a high school girl, or yeah, if you're a high school girl and you sent nude pictures to, like, someone else who is in high school, like, and then it came out publicly, like, would you get, I don't think you would get in trouble for that. I mean, I know there's been, like, news articles and news stories about, like, things happening where, like, a video of someone doing something or pictures get spread around and then people get in trouble. But I don't know if that person that initially, like, sent them to someone gets in trouble. Like, I don't think Jules would get put on the sex offender list, right? Like, I don't think that would happen. But he's essentially like, I will ruin your life if this ever gets public. And it's like, bruh. Like, why are you like this? Stop it. And she calls him out. She's like, I think you're a faggot, like your dad. And he is upset about that. I mean, that was not a cool thing to say. But you know, she broke out a little slur there to insult him because she knew it would hurt him. But I doubt he wants to, like, admit that he is as similar to his dad as that he is, right? Like, his dad is a gross person. Like, willingly having sex with minors in hotel rooms and borderline raping them. And filming it probably without their consent. Like, that's sketchy. So we're not fans of either of those people. But yeah, she's like, you're just like your dad, and that probably definitely hurt him. I doubt that he, like, as much as he probably subconsciously wants to be like his father, he, on the outside, he definitely does not want to be like his dad. And that's rough. Oh, we didn't even talk about the friggin' Nate and Maddie situation. Like, one, it's like his family doesn't like her, I guess. Okay, this is not even part of the big conflict, but so this Maddie straight up does show up to this carnival looking like a hooker. She's in high school looking like this, in a public place. Like, I mean, I don't want to, like, throw shade at someone for dressing how they want to, right? But, like, you know that his family's gonna be like, you're gonna hang out with his mom and his dad and his brother. Like, what are you doing? like I don't want to slut shame anyone or be like, hey, you can or cannot wear this. Like, if you want to wear what you want to wear, like, go ahead, I guess. But, like, I feel like you gotta have some personal, like you have to be cognizant of, like, what this situation is. like what message are you trying to send about yourself? I don't know. I also don't want to like victim blame, like, because if something happens and then she's just like, that's not what I want to say or get into about that. It's just like, I feel like her outfit was, you know, like, was it necessary really? And then she goes and makes a scene at this like chili stand where she knocks over their chili bucket and calls his mom a cunt. Like what? And then he tries to, like, they try and like make up slightly at the end of that conversation. Like, what? How? What is this situation? Like, you're so toxic. Both of you are garbage people. And he chokes her so hard. At first, when she was looking at herself in the mirror, I was like, is she gonna, like, I couldn't, it took, for the first like 2 seconds of it, I couldn't tell if she was like horrified by what happened or if she was like discovering something about herself that she's into. But no, she was horrified, rightfully so. Like, I don't know, it took a while for those handprints to show up, but those were like visceral bruises, so like that's scary. And I don't enjoy that. Like, they're just so toxic and they're both garbage people. Like, everybody needs therapy. Oh man, oh freaking A. Yeah, okay, but then yeah, I keep switching back and forth about what we're talking about. But the end, after the interaction with Nate, Jules goes to sleep over at Rue's place, and like they said in the post-episode commentary, she kind of is discovering some a healthier version of intimacy with someone that is not this like a violent interaction that affirms her, like, what she's seen as a woman. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them being together. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not like against them like being together because they're both girls. Like, that's whatever, do your thing. But for some reason I don't think that their relationship would be healthy, even though it probably could be. Like, it doesn't seem like it would end positively, right? Like, because like they're friends, but like, so like they mentioned early in the beginning of the episode, like part of Rue's connection to her is like this addiction. Like, she's kind of substituting Jules for drugs. And so I don't think that's a healthy relationship to be in. Like, if they were just dope friends, sick. But like, they both seem to be connecting right now for not great reasons. But it is good that like the intimacy, that the intimacy that they are showing each other is not like rooted in like violence or degradation or things like that. Like, it seemed like it's a positive thing, just not in a positive situation, if that makes sense. Yeah, I've been talking a lot. I've been talking for like half an hour. Freaking A, balls. Yeah, this was probably one of the tamer episodes, I think, of everything that we've seen so far, but it was also an episode filled with like people making poor decisions. And I don't want to come off like I'm judging these people, because obviously I would not do the same things that these people are doing. Like, I'm not trying to place myself on a higher pedestal of being like, oh, I'm better than you. Don't do that. But like, at the same time, like, don't, just stop. just maybe talk to Ethan. Be like, hey, who's that girl? Why are you chatting with her? Or be like, hey, don't call my mom a cunt. Like, it'd be so easy to just like communicate, like, hey, you guys dating? Yeah, we are. And if you got a problem with that, we're not friends anymore. Like, like, it's like a lot of these issues seem so unnecessary in terms of like decision making. Like, people do this, by the way. This isn't like, I'm not saying like this is unrealistic to how people would act. People absolutely act this way all the time. It's just like they're not making good decisions. like the correct decision as an outsider is so easy to see. in the moment, it's probably not that easy, especially when you are inherently a toxic teenager. But you know, it is what it is, bruh. It is what it is. Those are all my thoughts on this episode, though. Let me know what you thought of this episode down in the comments below. I wonder how it's gonna like where are they gonna go from here? I assume Jules and Rupert are gonna maybe start to develop this kind of relationship together. Like, are they gonna be like kind of seeing each other, not like dating, but like almost together? What's the Nate situation gonna be like? I don't know. There's a lot of ways that this could go. So I'm curious to see. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode down below in the comments. If you liked my reaction, which high chance you did not, but if you did, please click that like button. It means a lot to me. It helps my videos get seen more with the algorithm. If you're new here or find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see more reactions to Euphoria. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. It is linked in the description below. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.